Greetings all, welcome back to another episode of my Let's Learn series. We're going to go back to Dreadfall for this episode. For those who recall, I basically visited the first 3 levels of Dreadfall, the tower, and we just basically left after that to do some other stuff. But now we're coming back to do another 3 levels and continue on toward the end. So we're in Dreadfall 4, and there's this gas here to start off with. Let's kill him. Now, as you progressively get up these levels, they sort of get tougher, I think. I think that the levels for the enemies get a little bit stronger as you go along. And additionally, besides that, they also, the enemies, they'll possibly get more encounters of like the tougher ones, like the Vampire Lords and the Vanilla Vampires and this stuff like that. And we've apparently come across a Mountain Troll Thunder. You don't usually find these guys in here, but good time to sort of show them off. So, much like with all the other enemies, trolls also have their unique, or their elites, rather. And here's an elite for the trolls. This guy is pretty much kind of like the Elven Tempest from the Reloran type of dungeons. This guy, as you can see, is a lightning fiend type of guy. He does a little bit of damage that way. We're just going to let him get a little bit closer. Ow. And just kill him as fast as possible. Also know I'm fighting something called Brittle Clear Ooze. This is an ooze enemy that I think deserves a little bit of a mention because Brittle Clear Oozes are probably some of the most annoying ooze type of enemies you can find. These guys will keep splitting constantly. They will almost never not split when you attack them. And it takes a long time to basically destroy them. You haven't really seen the different instances how bad they can be, but there can be some really bad instances with them. Also note there's a piece of lore up there. If I go show no, whoops. By the way, you can look at your ingredients, but show known lore. If you go to in here, you can look around for the stuff that you're not basically seeing. So, a note from the master, we basically had the first one, minions. Here's the second one, minions, beware, I'm a great master, found item of extreme power, but not yet complete, at least for my purposes. All hail your brilliant master. Would you like to walk in the sun? Would you like to free the roam green meadows and crush innocent children? Sexual wishes also. The reward to anyone who brings me an item that will help me brand this staff. Item shall be stupendous. Also, any new minions who have magical research skills are wanted. Recruit them and you shall be rewarded. Though, if they steal my secrets, your blood will be on my wine, and your heart will my appetizer. So, he's actually found an item of great power, and I was basically looking for, help in all that to basically make it more powerful. I believe from this one. There's also a bunch of other ones in here to look for. I'm not sure I've missed any signs, but I'll basically go through them toward the end of the tower. Because they're all kind of funny. In a way, Dreadfall has some of the best lore in the game. I mean, it's really interesting lore. That's one of the things to know about Tales of Maj'Eyal. This is actually a really good lore type of dungeon, or a lore type of roguelike. You basically have all these neat little story aspects to the game. Some were actually removed because, there's one instance that was removed because someone didn't really like some content from it, but for the most part, there's still a lot of pieces of lore that you can basically read and learn up upon about the wonderful world that is Maj'Eyal. Alright, just okay, we got ourselves a sort of monster vault here. I think we'll maybe push it off. So we got all these guys in here. We got ourselves an armored skeleton, a master archer, ghoul king, but most of these other guys are just, nothing really comparable. Now, something I haven't really noticed, but most of these enemies, if I hover over them, if I go to vampires, you'll notice that they have a lot of cold resistance, and the same can be said for these wights and for basically a lot of these undead enemies. Some of these guys, this will basically hurt them quite a bit, this type of ruin. But you'll notice that a lot of these guys 20 damage. You'll find that with the cold ruins, a lot of the undead will start to resist cold damage a whole lot. Skeletons, they'll never really resist anything. They're just going to be what can I say about skeletons? Skeletons will just always be a nuisance just for the fact that they're skeletons and they can put on damage deals of very vast power and all that. But stuff like vampires, they actually resist cold quite a bit. So do the wights, and that helps make them cold. Like this ruin here, the damage won't be that great for Budding Guild ruin. A lot of these guys, I'll just basically be using it as you can see to freeze these guys. It's not going to be so great outside of that though. Okay, we're just going to step here temporarily, and oh god. Behold! Another scary monster has appeared. This is the Ruined Banshee, and this guy is perhaps one of the scariest undead type of enemies you can find. This guy ranks right up there with the Worm That Walks as a very, very, very blah 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 type of dangerous monster. As you can see, he's very resistant to a lot of things except for light. And I'll note that it's basically kind of like the Banshee here in that he basically blinks in and out of sight if you can't see him. I have lots of piercing sight and cunning so I can see this guy, but the thing about this guy is that he's very powerful. He has diseases, he has silence, he has phase door. He's just a whole lot of bad and, you know, kick-ass all rolled into one. So this guy's going to be very dangerous. This is a priority to kill. He's also resistant to a lot of my stuff, so he's going to be very difficult to kill. What we're going to do, we're actually going to step here. And I'm more or less just going to sort of stay here until this guy pops out. And he's going to be the priority sort of to kill. We're going to maybe drop this right here. Okay, he's right there. So I know that the Banshee is, you know, right there to ready to kick ass. I've got to worry about him. I'm going to hit this guy dirty fighting so that he's stunned. I want to know something, by the way, because I really haven't covered it as much, but this guy has a effect called Wet on him, and that's actually put on from this Biting Gill Ruin. This guy had Wet, so as a result, he basically had much lower chance to avoid being stunned. So the target, oh, this is a Wet here. When this guy is basically wet from magical water, he'll have his stun resistance half, so any stun resistance this guy had before would be halved. And he didn't really have any to begin with, but more or less, just by having that wet effect, this guy is like, if he had any stun resistance, he'd be a lot easier to stun. Now, I gotta worry about this guy that's right here, because, you know, he is a nuisance, and I have to really be very careful of him. I know he's like right there, so what we're gonna do like a dual strike against the wall, and yeah, I missed something. I know he's right there, and I know he's going to be a difficult bastard to sort of kill, so I'm just going to try doing what I can just to get him. So he popped up there because I managed to see him this time around. We're going to basically hit him with Flurry, and he did off one of his abilities. His Curse of Impotence basically reduces all damage I do by a little bit. Quite annoying. This vampire has popped up. This guy, he could stun me and be a little bit of a nuisance. But we're actually going to try and go after this guy because he's still visible. So we're going to use Sweep to hit them both. And I'll note this. This guy's the priority kill here. So I'm just going to constantly go after him more than anything else just to try and get rid of him. And sadly, I don't think I can put this anywhere that I can hit him decently with it. So we're just going to drop this right here. And the purpose for doing that was I could hit, like, say, the guy that's right there and these guys here. He's still taking a lot of damage and there's guys popping up, but we'll try using the Whirlwind now. So yeah, he's very resistant to damage. He's taking a beating, but he's going down slowly. And there we go. So that guy, unlike the Worm That Walks, he wasn't too dangerous for my character because I was very well prepared to sort of deal with him. But I just want to note, if you ever see a Ruined Banshee, take note that they can be kick-ass strong, and they can rip you to pieces if you're not careful. But yeah, just to sort of like just emphasize why I was able to see him. I have piercing sight here, and if I was like a mage, I could possibly have keen senses. These let me see invisible foes or stealth foes much easier, so that's the only reason that this guy was a lot easier. If I didn't have those abilities, he would be a lot tougher, and he would kick my ass. I'm gonna drop that there, kill this guy. I got hit by the Bane from the vampire there. That's kind of annoying. Luckily, because I sort of, you know, where these guys are, I can just drop this like here, and I'll know I'm going to hit a bunch of guys that way, so it's fine. I also know that this will hit a bunch of guys, so we'll do that. Bunch of fire damage on those guys now. There's probably more guys up there, so I can do this. And apparently there's no one there, so I didn't really hit anyone. Kill that ghoul. There's that Banshee from before. Nothing really too threatening about Banshee, but whatever. They can, a bit much like the Ruined Banshee, they can hide, by the way, so take that into account. Another Circle of Death is on me. So this is what's causing the Banes is from these guys here. I think I've already covered that, but alright, we're gonna try and jump out of this by using Phase Door, just temporarily to get out of it. Okay, I'll note, by the way, I made it so I went down here, like this tile over here. Because Phase of Door sort of has like a little blip where I'll appear, I wanted to make sure I appeared at least outside of it for sure, and in this case I was right at the edge of like where I might have appeared if as a result. We're gonna drop this on. Let's drop on this guy, and I'm just gonna wait for these guys to sort of funnel onto me. By the way, that's my creeping darkness sort of blocking line of sight for a little bit. Hey, look at that! There's the Banshee again. Bye. Okay, we're going to rush you, kill him. This guy's not blocking, so let's melee him normally. Kill you. And that guy's dead. So that was a very dangerous instance where I basically popped up to see who is there. And I guess as a future recommendation, if you're in these like type of vaults, one of the best things you can do is just sort of like kill the guys that initially see you and leave the guy that can't see you alone. Because this is in a vault status, that guy wouldn't act until these guys would be all dead and I moved in to see him. If it's because I moved in sooner, I saw him earlier and he activated sooner, but you know, it went fine, luckily for me, but it might not go fine for you, so keep that sort of in mind. So Ruined Banshee's dealt with. I suppose there's another type of enemy I should probably note that's dangerous like that, the Dreadmaster. I've already fought a Dreadmaster already. I fought him, I think, in like the vault in the third instance for Dreadfall when I was back here before. Alright, there's lots of... Okay, I know what this vault is. So this is a very unique vault. It basically has lots of dragon type of enemies, and here's the first instance of an ice worm. So worms are basically advanced, you know, cold drakes. They, much like the drakes, are able to breathe, you know, frost breath at you. These guys, however, are a lot tougher than drakes. This guy, if I look at him specifically, he has talents like Ice Claw, Ice Skin. So if I look at these guys, they don't have that many talents. They'll have like, you know, Ice Claw and Ice Breath. This guy has like extra talents and it makes him extra strong. He's also, as you can see, much stronger in HP and everything else. So they're like more advanced enemies. And because they're more advanced, I actually want to move away and just sort of lure these guys around a corner. So just going to stay here, let them get closer to me. Note that these guys are breathing frost. So that's a good thing for like running away there. Alright, so this guy's walked up to me. I do want to be very careful of him because he can hurt me quite a bit. Now, before I basically continue, I'll note that because I have Biting Gale here, these guys naturally, if you look at them, they should have like, you know, stun freeze immunity that's really high. If you look at these guys too, they should have stun freeze immunity that's really high. This is where this can be useful, the ability to sort of half the resistance with the wet effect, because you have a higher chance of basically putting the wet effect on and then, you know, possibly getting through your freeze. Now note that that didn't do any damage to these guys, but I still froze this guy here. So, you know, it's still useful at least for freezing them, and that's the purpose of the Biting Guild room mostly. It's just to freeze guys, not really do anything else. Okay, so that guy's on top of me. We're going to do dirty fighting. And these guys, as you can see, they're breathing through each other and not doing any damage because they all have 100% cold immunity. You know, that's basically how dragons work. They all have 100% immunity and they can breathe through each other like mad. Alright, so we're just going to go up here. So yeah, just other guys on the other end. So it's basically, it's a vault, right? So we're just going to actually march right here. I basically hit there instantly, right? So it's not like there's any point in waiting. These guys, their breath attacks take 9 turns to cool down. So you basically just, you know, once you get hit by it, you're hit by it. Okay, let's drop that here. I'm going to let's drop the Biting Gale. Nice, so there's like a good example where I basically froze a bunch of these guys. You're being very injured, so we're just going to dirty fighting him. And, okay, so yeah, basically this guy resisted that stun. So, even though his, like, you know, his stun resistance is still half, he still has a good chance of resisting it. But it, you know, it does help and bring him down. Okay, these guys are out of the way. This is not a very hard vault, there's harder ones in here. But there's a good... Oh! There's still more guys. There's a Drake. Okay, so do that. Let's do this. We're going to Shadow Step this guy to get, you know, on top of him really quick, and then do that. And they're all dead. Alright. Now, these rooms, they can possibly have some loot and some other guys in them. You know, more drakes and stuff like that. we're going to... Okay, I can't really get all of them, so we're just going to go here, step forward, gonna maybe drop this here, and he froze me. And we're actually going to do this now. See, I'm basically getting, hit by this constantly, these breath attacks. Let's drop that right there. I didn't actually mean to drop it right there. I meant to drop it straight, but whatever. It's still going to hit these guys fairly well. Let's drop this here to, hit them all at once. This guy's taking quite a bit of damage, but we're just going to sweep him. Or no, we're not going to sweep him. We're just going to whirlwind him. And basically just finish him off. This guy will take a sweep at him. And now we'll back off. Purpose for basically stepping in there and taking the extra hits was just so I could deal with the drakes as fast as possible. I don't want to have those drakes like hiding behind guys and doing their breath attack in, because they will eventually come off cooldown, those breath attacks. And then I'll have to deal with those breath attacks. Yeah, these guys are mostly Haxlings in here. Something to note, by the way, that Haxlings can push by each other like this. Like, this guy was like, yeah, he pushed up to here, let this other guy in. You don't see it often, but it'll happen that they'll push by each other so they can get in more melee hits on you. Yeah, we're getting lots of experience at least beating these guys up at least. Yep, that guy punched out. Up, step forward, but whatever. We can just sweep these guys. And then hit you, hit you. So this guy's slowly dying, but not yet dead. Drop that here. Let's drop this here. There we go. Drop that there. Drop this here. Okay, there we go. So they're all dead. There's a little bit of loot for killing them. I'm just going to go over to the other door now. And this one has a couple drakes in it, so I have to deal with them. We're going to drop this right here. And I actually want to hit this cold drake with flurry right away to try and insta-kill it. He didn't get insta-kill, but he came pretty damn close. He died from the flame, so that at least helped. Drop this here. We're going to drop... Because this guy's behind these cold hatchlings, I can't get to him very easily, but I can still do this to him. And we can try and freeze him. And really the purpose here for like freezing these guys is to sort of step in as fast as possible to sort of deal with them. And we actually got a worm over here I have to sort of worry about now, so... What I'm going to do, we're going to try and kill this guy very quickly with dirty fighting. And we'll basically drop this on these guys here. Still got froze by one of these guys, whatever. We're going to drop this on him to do a little bit more damage. Because these guys are fully, capable of taking fire damage at least. And we're just going to let these guys sort of step out at this point. I'll drop maybe the rock in here just to sort of injure these guys that are very close. Oop, that's the worm. Didn't mean to normally melee the worm, but whatever. It still hurts him. We're just going to try and stun him. There we go. We got a stun off that time. And then we're just going to flurry him down. So that's basically it for this vault. Very easy one. Now, the nice thing about vaults is that they can sometimes have weird items, so I'm going to be very careful in looking through all this stuff. There's an acid wave rune, but sadly it doesn't have any stats that's connected to it, so it's not that great. There's a constitution ring, or amulet. We'll keep that for the constitution stat. That also has constitution on it, but requires strength to wield. Yeah, I'm just basically slowly going through all this stuff. Just to see if there's anything in here that might catch my interest. Again, I can't wear that because it requires a talent. This one actually also requires the talent armor training to be a level 2 to wield, so, and also needs strength, so can't use that one for the constitution stat boost. And the other stuff doesn't really interest me, so we won't really worry about it. So that will be it for all that stuff. And something I forgot to do, I guess, from last time is put on my alchemist lamp here, and I also am still wearing this, ring. It's a good ring, but I don't really need to have it equipped at all times. I don't fight, illuminating horrors or luminescent horrors that damn much. And apparently I already had a good Constitution ring, so we'll get review. What was I going to wield? I was using the blood color, or I'm not using blood color anymore because it cuts into my character's mental save, which really hurts with the confusion. I was using this, I guess, for see invisibility and see stealth. And I'm going to put that back on just so I can keep seeing those, like, ruined banshees, for example, because the stuff in here is really dangerous. This is stuff that hides, so destroying that out there, those are the guys I really care about. I'm actually increasing Guide of Wood up here to get it to 5.5 as fast as possible. And over here... Now, I'll note that I don't have the cunning for this. That's part of the reason for not having the cunning is just because... What can I say about not having the cunning? I basically don't have the cunning because I don't have the equipment that lets me wear it. One way of getting around that is just put on the appropriate rings and such that can let me, make use of it. So putting this on will boost my cunning stat up a little bit. Putting on this would let me boost it up. I don't feel like taking that off if I don't need to. Hey, I also get some cunning or constitution. That's good. Wow, have I got enough cunning? No, I don't. So I need to get myself up to 40 cunning. I need to get at least 2 more, sadly. So that's got cunning on it. I guess for cunning. I have to put on one of these helmets to make use of it, so it's going to go on. Why was I wearing this again? This has resistances to a bunch of stuff. It's not a bad hat to put on, but anyways. So yeah, putting this on, this has cutting on it, so as a result, I can go in here, push this up, then I can just take it all off again. So yeah, right now I'm boosting up my talent through this, equipment, not just through the cunning stat itself. Eventually, I probably would invest in cunning, but we're actually investing, as I said, still in dexterity from the last episode, at least till we get to the hard cap, and I'll keep investing in magic until it gets up to, say, 40, and then switch over. And oh yeah, I remember why I'm not wielding this. This is more or less useful for the stats and for the stat boost and the saves, but it's not really as useful for as compared to this because this one also gives physical power, resistances, and defense. So this is a nice helmet. I didn't want to keep it, but it's not useful per se right now. You can go off. I'll note, by the way, with this ring here. I'm probably not going to use this ring past like level 8 in Dreadfall, and then I'll basically switch probably to this one. You'll see why when I get there, but for those people possibly wondering why I'm not constantly switching out from it, that's just part of the reason. Alright, so that's all done. We're just going to sell this stuff. That's just selling there. And we've got this guy here. We're just going to dirty fight him. And push on. Hey, Choker of the Dread. So I think Chokers of Dread is a Dreadfall unique type of item because it seems like I always pick it up from here. This is a very special item that gives you 100% blindness immunity. It gives you 5 physical power, 5 spell power, and see invisibility. And it also lets you summon an Elder Vampire. This is a really nice amulet for this dungeon because blindness is such an issue. So I'm actually gonna put this on, and because I found it, I don't need to actually make use of this as much anymore, because I don't really benefit from the blindness as much. And we're going to put on instead, I could put this on now, that'd be good to put on, or I could put on something else. And what I'm thinking about possibly doing is to make up for that loss of movement speed is putting on this one. And I can also show you off a little bit of the blinding speed buff that this will give as well, so we'll put this one on. And we're just going to heal up. And there's my basic. This is the blind speed buff over here that I'll be making use of. Alright, we got ourselves an orc. We got ourselves a skeleton mage, so this stuff is going to be all to be dealt with. Nice! So this is a protective aura that will benefit me if I'm standing at it. And this guy managed to use his elemental surge lightning on me. That'll be fun. Ow. Now he's in it. He's going to benefit from that ability now. So yeah, he's in a protective aura. He gains a buff. Doesn't really matter to him, but that's what it did. Okay, if these guys are going to come for me, we're just going to let them file in one by one and get killed. Okay, they're all dead. We're just going to look around, make sure there's nothing sort of, in the vicinity. Ow. By the way, these guys, they'll basically fire through their buddies. In some cases, you'll find enemies that are like immune to darkness. None of these guys specifically have that, but in some cases, they're kind of like the dragons. They can basically fire through each other, not do any damage. Okay, so this has more or less been mapped out. Let's see what's in his chest. Just an axe, nothing else. And we found ourselves a Master Assassin. So I think it was the Grand Master Assassin that we saw in the old maze, but this guy's still very deadly. He's his stealthy work basically has access to lethality, and he has Shadow Strike. So he's gonna be deadly if you don't see him. We're just gonna drop this on him. We'll drop that on him. We're actually gonna take this off because I don't mean to have it on my bar. Hey, look at that. There's our summoned Elder Vampire. Maybe we'll move him there. Let him try and deal with this guy a little bit. So, as you can see, this guy is a nice little stopgap for a little bit, but he's not that strong. That guy's dead. There's the stairs down. And, oh, we got confused by something. It's just a Grave White, so it's nothing too detrimental. We're just going to walk toward him. And there's a Master Archer down here, so we're going to Shadow Strike him. I Shadow Strike him, by the way, because I knew the block wasn't that big, so there's very little chance of him basically having a lot of buddies that could possibly threaten me. You can still have buddies that could threaten me, but whatever. Okay, we're going to summon this guy. He activates his Phantasmal Shield. We remember the Phantasmal Shield, don't we? Okay, we're going to get rid of that. Activate this. So that Elder Vampire is going to last for a little bit and disappear. There's a regular Elder Vampire, so we're just going to rush him, kill him. Those guys are going to jump around like idiots. There's a Blade Horror. Remember them from the Shoto Temple? They sometimes spawn in here. They're fun. Ow. Our Elder Vampire, an open door. That's bad, by the way, seeing an open door like that. Because it means that this is a monster vault that someone opened. And, alright, so let's see here what's in here. We've got ourselves a Vampire Lord. He's kind of, something to be concerned about. There's an Elder Vampire, there's an Elder Vampire, there's an Elder Vampire. There's a lot of vampires in here, and I sort of have to be careful of them. So here's where we're going to basically use Blinding Speed. I'm basically going to activate this, and that will basically speed me up. So I now have basically increased global action speed. What this means is I'll be able to do more actions compared to these guys' actions, and be able to do it more as a result. First things first, we're going to burn all these guys here, and burn them all. Someone dropped a couple of auras on me. That's kind of annoying, but whatever. We can deal with that. We're just going to continue our assault by going after these guys. And I did a few kills there. Let's actually go after these guys here, I guess, with a sweep. Ow. So yeah, I basically got hit by a whole horrendous amount of stuff there. And one of these guys dropped the Burning Hex on me, so every time I use an ability, it's going to, make me take fire damage. So I use this. If I use, like, this. If I use this. Well, let's just put it this way. If I use this, for example, I should take some damage to my damage shield here. So, okay, maybe not. So I guess it's only related to talents that, oh wait, I got rid of it. Oh, that's right. Something I know about the Biting Gale rune is that it also removes detrimental mental effects. Guess what that was? That hex there. It was a detrimental mental effect, so we just got rid of it. We're still in a bad situation though. We're sort of in a circle of death here and all this other crap, so I want to teleport out of this sort of area, I think. Or no, we don't. We're going to step right here, and the purpose of stepping here says outside the circle of death. It's still in the the frost area here, but I'm not going to be confused or anything. And I can just drop this here. And we're just going to wait for these guys to sort of funnel in and, you know, say hi to me. So circle of just going to sit there a little bit. Just going to wait for him to pop out and then check to see if this guy has Phantasmal Shield. He does have Phantasmal Shield, but it's going to do dirty fighting. Get hit by, you know, his light damage from the Phantasmal Shield, because, you know, that's what it does. We're going to then just melee him normally. That guy too. Grave White. I don't want that circle of death going off again, so we'll just heal him as immediately as fast as possible. Kill those guys as fast as possible. Someone tried to put in our Burning Hex on me. Okay, he dropped yet another one of these on me, so I don't have like the luxury of like basically stepping out of this, so this time we're going to basically teleport all the way down to here. And we're just going to basically just step away from this guy for a moment, let him come to us. There's the other vampire. Can't really just, you know, rush him just yet, so there we go, rush him now. Just going to step this way, heal up. Okay, that's why we're getting hexed. There's a Dread in here, and Dreads, of course, have the ability to use hexes. So this guy was using the Burning Hex on me constantly. Alright, we're just going to dirty fighting him so that he basically... Right, these guys are unstunnable, aren't they? Yep, lots and lots of stun resistance and all that other stuff. Go after you. Activate this now, just melee this guy normally. Kill you. Kill you. Ow! I made a mistake again. Yeah, we basically just flurried the vampire to basically to hit me back every time I hit him shield. Okay, kill you. And you. Whoops. Oh, well, they're all gone mostly. Alright, there's still some guys remaining in here because, you know, these guys were not seen initially. Just gonna burn these guys, freeze them a little bit. Burn them a little bit more. Do that to them. And maybe we'll drop this right here. Hey, we killed that vampire. Alright, they're all dead. They are all dead, I believe. Just gonna make sure they are all dead, though. Alright, whatever. Now, I don't feel really confident that I've explored all this area because there's a big, huge gap. I know that if, like, you know, that by that space there's stuff over here, but if you see a big gap like this, and you think there's a possibility a room could be hidden there, it's probably a good chance that there is a room hidden there, so we'll go look for it. We got ourselves... Okay, this guy's an Oozemancer. I know he's an Oozemancer because he has Mitosis and Mucus and all these other lovely abilities. So this guy, he's like the anti-magic spellcaster. First things first, I'm going to burn him. There's, like, you know, his thing right there. He's firing slime spit at me, so we're just going to do this. Back up. Use Call of the Ooze, so he's got more oozes. We're just going to wait for him to sort of get closer. There he is. We're just going to, as you'll see, he's still very healthy. Shadow Step him. I actually got pinned by this, so that's a bit of an issue, but we're just going to hit him with the dirty fighting. I actually failed to hit him, I guess. Or no, he is. I'll note that these guys, much like, you know, Mew, they can also remove their things. This guy used the Wild Infusion to get rid of his stun, so that actually happened. We're going to sweep him. Ow. So yeah, they're still kicking, he's still very capable of hurting me quite a bit here, so I have to watch out for what he's capable of doing. We're going to activate this, activate that, and I'm actually taking a lot of hits here. So we're just going to do this. We're going to... I don't think he has any talents like the, you know, this guy here with the Phantasmal Shield that lets him avoid getting, you know, retaliation damage back on you. But I want to make very sure of it, just because this guy is... Oozemasters are generally more dangerous than, you know, they're more dangerous than other rare monsters that you could possibly fight. But we're just going to risk it. So flurry him. He's going to take a lot of flurry damage from that. I'll note, by the way, he apparently used a wild speed thing. probably from movement fusion. Okay, we're gonna do. Let's burn him again. So he's taking quite a bit of damage. We'll maybe freeze him. He's slowly going down. Let's activate this. We got rid of the poison. I guess that's okay. He dropped the web. Hey, why not? Fart your web out. Alright, he's done. I'm still pinned. So yeah, these oozes that they sort of spawn have a good tendency to sort of survive. Alright, so that's basically it. We could just room here. That guy was done. We're going to clear one more level of the Dreadfall dungeon here. Going fairly quickly compared to the other episode, isn't it? That's just because the vault that, you know, I basically had encountered in the fourth level there was not that tough. You'll find some vaults in here. Sometimes they can be tough. Sometimes they're just unnaturally easy. Stealth bonus, mana. Another shield with Constitution that we can't use, but more or less we can't use it. You don't really care about any of that stuff. Alright, Bloated Horde down here, the guys over here. So, looking at these levels, you'll see that they are slowly going up quite a bit. So, as you progress further, these guys get higher levels, and that's sort of to compensate for the fact that you're leveling too. Ow. Okay, that guy fired fire at me there, kind of hurt, but whatever. I'm not close enough to actually hit him yet, but I can hit him with this, so we'll freeze him. I'm going to use Blind Speed. Step forward. There's a guy right there, or that'll be fun. We're going to basically burn these guys, rock these guys, and I basically got the guy I really want to get there. That guy that was the Skeleton Mage. We're going to activate this prematurely because, you know, there's this guy's coming from all corners at this point. We'll kill this guy and his buddy here first. And then we'll go after this guy here. Okay, there we go. Looks like we found ourselves Corpa Fess. This fixed straps into his blade. Jagged edges like teeth travel down the blade. By setting it, it fights to overcome the straps but lacks the strength. So, Bound Sword. So this very powerful thing gives you Draining Blight. Lets you get... I assume when you put this on, it gives you special bonuses that you don't see until you put it on. Some weapons that you put on, they can have like detrimental or curse type effects associated with them. That make them kind of undesirable to put them on. But they also have benefits to putting them on as well. There's some very powerful, like, you know, cursed sword type of concept type equipment you can use. Kill you. And you bastard. Let's activate this. Let's do... Okay, Sandrake. You're blocking. I don't want to hit him. So we're just going to hit him normally. Let's do that there. You're no longer blocking, so let's melee you. And they're all dead. By the way, this looks like a vault right here. Bit more lore. I guess we can go do a quick little lore break. So show known lore, go down to Dreadfall. So note from the master. Minions, perhaps you are minor dens of foulness because you have nothing to aspire to. Perhaps you could be greater if you had worse examples before you. Consider me, I began my long life as a foolish pipsqueak, such as yourself. Why, there was a time before I had conquered even a pit, let alone a level or a dungeon. Now behold, all that is mine. You must have aspirations. I am not content with just the rule of Dreadfell. No, soon I shall have more, much more. My boots shall tread the surface of the earth. I shall explore and destroy the most beautiful mountains. All shall be mine once I can walk in the sun once more. Where will you be? Do you wish to be more than a wight I stepped on yesterday? I shall need great leaders to guide my armies across the land. So, there's like another piece of lore from him. Alright, we got ourselves a Minotaur over here. He's a rare, so he's got to be, you know, given his due notice. He's got 2 war shouts, apparently. So, we already know that this guy, as a result of that, is obviously a berserker. 2 stunning blows, yeah. Sometimes there's like overlapping talents on these guys, and it's because these guys have their own unique talents, and then they have the class, if they have a class like this, they'll have the class talents on top of it. So, this guy is a berserker Minotaur. And you can shout at me twice and all that if you want to. We're just going to wait for him to, you know, basically do that. So you can confuse me a whole lot. You know what? We're actually going to sort of like deal with that, I guess, with... Okay, we're going to activate this. Put on the blind speed. We're going to take this off. We're going to put on the Ring of Clarity. We're going to just back up, or try to back up, because you know we're confused. Okay, that's done. We try to use shouting us and did a little bit of damage. We're just going to activate this, activate that. He war shot us again. We're going to use Biting Gale on him to get rid of the confusion effect, because it's a, you know, Biting Gale will cut through it, so that's great. We'll basically melee him. He crippled me, so gotta deal with this. We'll drop that on. Let's see here. We're gonna use Dirty Fighting on him because he's wet, and we stun him there. We're gonna hit him with Dual Strike. He put on a shield, but not gonna really help him much because we're gonna flurry him. And that's basically it for him. So a bit of item swapping there. That's something you can actually do, by the way, if you feel there's a do ability to make use of it. Okay, that's that guy there. You're dead. Okay, Whirlwind. Oh, Master Archer. And we apparently sort of went into the black here and had to deal with this guy. So this guy looks like a Norfil. He's got him in the Moonlight, him shouts. This stuff is basically a Norfil type talents. We gotta basically watch out for that. We're gonna basically try burning him. And then we're just going to try freezing him. And then I'm just going to try rushing him. Hey, look at that, we got another friend. Now, I'll note that I basically used Healing Light there to actually heal him up, so this guy actually healed up a little bit. We're going to use Dirty Fighting on him to stun him. I'm going to basically Whirlwind both these guys. Let's try stunning this guy, and then we'll leave him twice to kill him. And I was stepping in Searing Light there again, because I'm an idiot. Gotta watch out for those, you know, AoE on the ground type effects. Or I shouldn't call it an AoE. It's just a, you know, a lasting effect. Alright, this guy's got anti-magic disruption. And anti-magic disruption on these guys will mean that they can't use their bone armor as much. I'll note that the skeletons, the vampires, and the ghouls, these guys, these undead, they're all arcane constructs. And as a result, any of their racial are arcane in nature. So this guy, his bone armor, which he doesn't have in here because apparently they don't have it. But this guy's talents that are like, you know, skeleton and other active like skeletal-like talents, they are in very much a way disrupted by arcane disruption. So if he tries to use such talents, then he won't be able to use them. Now, sadly, it looks like he's a berserker because, again, war shout. So more or less, this guy, he's just going to be able to, you know, do chain confusion if I'm not careful. We're just going to freeze. We're going to Dirty Fighting. And he's frozen, but he's not stunned. We're just going to try it again. I wonder if you have to, you know, sort of deal with the ice to stun him before you can stun him. Whatever. Let's just flurry him, and that was easy. And we actually found a Randart light armor, which is actually possibly worth looking at. Okay, this is a Randart armor. It requires 20 strength to put on. We need a bit of strength to put it on. When I basically hit stuff in melee, I slowed them down by 30% globally, so they stop moving as fast, they stop attacking as fast. I also do what looks like 38 damage on Acid Fire and Arcane, or if I'm ranged, I would do 9 Arcane. Damage when I'm hitting melee, I do some retaliation damage back. It gives me a strength boost. The armor itself also gives acid resistance and fire resistance. It also gives physical save, mana return, and spell power. This is an interesting armor, but sadly it isn't that great actually. But then again, it's also better than this one here. So yeah, it's worth putting on, but I'd rather we replace it with something sooner than later. So throwing that out there, we just want to do this, and I can put this one on, so we'll do so. I now got this very powerful armor on to make use of for the moment. Shouldn't call it powerful, it's just better than my current one. This is accuracy, armor penetration, armor. Does 4 damage, gives some cunning, gives some dex, gives temporal resistance, steady shot. This would be an interesting archer type of gauntlet, I guess, for rogues or other classes that have ranged abilities but don't actually have, what can I say about them? They just don't have ranged abilities, but whatever. So all this stuff, I'm going to keep this. All this stuff, it's just, not really worth my time to sort of looking at, so we're not going to worry about it. I'm going to actually, by the way, keep this over here, this Mind-Woven Woolen Robe of Lightning, just for the simple reason that just because this requires strength to put on, I might have issues putting it on later on, so just to forego those issues, I'm going to keep it. Let's see here. I just want to make sure I'm not wearing crappy equipment anywhere else. That's actually really crappy. I should replace that robe a long time ago. Or tried to. Okay, that's a monster vault by the looks of it. Monster zoo, I mean. So we're just going to go here. And this is probably a bad split place to stand, so we're going to go maybe here. Alright, so we got ourselves Elder Vampire Lord. Or Elder Vampire. We got free skeleton mages that I sort of have to look after, and then a whole lot of other skeletal warriors to sort of deal with. I think what we're going to do, we're just going to maybe drop this wherever I can. Let's drop this right here. And hello, we just got hit by 2 arcane blasts there, and no I didn't. We got hit by something else just to do a lot of damage. We're going to activate this. We're going to activate this. Now, this is probably a bad time to sort of be standing in the circle of death, but we're going to stand in here for a little bit, and we're going to try and deal with these guys. I think we're going to try and burn them first. We got confused, but oh well. We're about to get rid of it with this. So we'll do this to get rid of the... Oh, that didn't get rid of it. Oh, this is magical. So Bane of Confusion is a magical effect, so this won't remove this Biting Guild Rune won't actually remove the effect as a result. We're going to basically drop this on this guy, I guess. And I still got shot. I know that this guy, by the way, is shot through all his friends there. So they'll sometimes do that just to try and get to you. And we'll try and maybe drop this boulder on these guys there. Maybe I'll activate this prematurely, just because I'm a little bit want to be cautious here. Drop an Elder Vampire out. He can have some fun. Let's drop this here. And we got ourselves another circle of death to sort of deal with, so I don't feel like getting too confused twice, especially when I don't have the Biting Guild Rune or any real way of sort of, dealing with them. These guys are slowly dying, but we're basically going to just fade away for the moment. Come down here, maybe. Okay, so we got through him very easily enough. He's not blocking, but he does have the Bane of Confusion. These guys, by the way, don't get hit by the friendly fire AoEs like that, so this guy is now suffering from Bane of Confusion. And kill him. Ow. Heal up. Kill that guy. And that guy apparently popped out. This guy, by the way, leaped up all the way here. He didn't just step here, he leaped out. And that's how I know he got up there. That's the only way he got out there. Kill these guys normally. Alright. We still have access to 2 Elder Vampires, a Banshee, and our Skeleton Mage, so still have to deal with these guys. Activate this. We're just going to... let's see here. I'm actually going to do something really reckless, but we're going to step inside. And now we're going to actually get a little bit more beam on this, so... Burn! Freeze! Put that down. Hit him with this. And let's see here. Let's use the Choker of the Dead. Let's, you know what? These guys. There's only a Skeleton, Archer, a Ghoul. I've actually ripped through these guys well enough that I think I'm actually confident that I can do Shadow Step on him. Kill him easily. Crush you. So, that is easy enough to do. And now there's a vault. Alright, this is a vault. and I recognize what this vault is. So we got a burning curse trap here, and we've got an intruder alarm right there. Intruder alarms are very, you want to be very careful of them. When they actually ring off, it means that anyone who's, say, nearby will basically hear the alarm and basically try and deal with you. No, I triggered a burning curse there, so let's rest up a little bit. Whoa, there's guys down here. So we're just going to back off. So yeah, there's actually guys that I have to deal with. And that guy sort of hit him for a moment. So yeah, they're popping out these doors to sort of deal with me. I must have ran into a trap while I wasn't looking. Alright. Ow! What the heck just happened there? Lightning damage, lots of lightning damage, okay. We're going to activate this, we're going to activate this, we're going to activate this, and then we're just going to try burning these guys, and then we're going to try freezing these guys, and then what are we going to do next? We're just going to drop maybe a firewall down. Now let's rip this guy to pieces. I'll note, by the way, these guys are much higher level than me, so, you know, typical vaults, they can have higher level enemies in them. And these guys are all putting up a tremendous amount of DPS to sort of deal with. Hey, Naga Meridian. I'm not sure if you've actually seen these guys yet, or in my Let's Learn series, but a Naga Meridian, this guy is a very dangerous type of enemy. If you encounter this guy very early on in your gameplay, it's almost sure that he'll basically rip you to pieces. This guy tends to move very fast. If I can look at it, this guy has a global speed of 120%. This guy generally gets to move, as a result, this guy will move, for every 5 turns you make, this guy will have 6 turns made. So that's just to sort of give you an idea what this guy can do. He also tends to have infusions or runes and arrow description that I can make use of. And he has use of like exotic weapons mastery for his like spear here. He uses like tridents to attack you. He has rush, he has spit poison. This guy's just a barrel of fun. That's just a normal enemy. There's more powerful Naga type of enemies to deal with later on. And he's actually got a line of sight on me already too, so we're actually going to back off here. So yeah, we want to be very careful of that sort of Naga there, because yeah, he can rip over to me real quick and be an issue. As you can see, he also has a lot of health as well. So let's see, we're going to... Luckily, he's missing me quite a bit. Okay, I'm not sure you've seen these guys yet, but here's an Emperor White. Emperor Whites are the elite type of Whites. They are, as you can see, Lightning Fiend. It's very funny, but there's a lot of these Lightning Fiend type of enemies that just pop out every so often. Lightning Fiend Trolls, Lightning Fiend White. Anyways, so this guy is this Lightning Fiend. He's going to be kind of dangerous. Kind of dangerous, not really dangerous. He basically hits you with damage whenever you're close to him. Okay, I actually want to get rid of this like confusion effect, so we're going to use our Bind Guild rune to get rid of it. And maybe we'll drop... Let's drop a rock right there. Maybe we can drop this on you guys over here. There's actually 3 mages and this guy over here, so... what we're going to do, we're actually going to do this, back off, and I'm actually backing myself into a corner here, so I have to sort of, take that into account. Drop this here. Crippling shot. We're going to base it back up here. By the way, this guy had friendly fire there, and he basically hit the Grave White. So that happened. Kill you. And... okay, there's this guy here. As you can see, he just flamboiled me. Okay, all these guys are here. We're just going to try another burning attack on them. Perfect. Whoops, I missed that guy. Drop that there. I got confused again. I don't have the Bind Guild rune to sort of get out of it, so... let's see here. What am I going to do? We're actually going to do this and summon up a guy. Looks like my fire effect apparently killed that guy. We're going to use Dirty Fighting here. And that guy sort of popped out there. We're going to flurry him if possible. Notice that I confused and failed to use flurry there. That'll happen sometimes with confusion effects. You want to be very careful of this, by the way. I've actually killed myself by constantly hitting, like, flurrying and clicking towards someone. So, I actually don't really like how flurry works in this game. Okay, so I failed that again. We're going to activate this here. I'll note, by the way, you can actually fail to use these as well, like shielding runes and such. It's really annoying how it works. Let's use sweep, maybe. Okay, there we go. We finally managed to use something. Now, sadly, these guys are, you know, basically sort of getting up here. I want to basically try and step out of here. I'll note, by the way, that sometimes I'll step toward these guys as well. Now, the confusion effect is done, but these guys... Whoa, what's this? The Queen Ant! Queen of the Ants! Queen of the Biting Death! Okay, we've run into a unique. This guy's a fixed start unique. He's got Infusion Movement, Infusion Regeneration, Poisonous Bite, Slime Spit, Stun, Summon. Basically, it's an ant unique. It does what ants do. Activate this. Step here. I'm actually stunned. I didn't really notice that. We're going to wait for that stun for a little bit. Okay, there we go. We're just going to make sure we get rid of the stun. You have got Phantasmal Shield on, so I don't want to be flurrying him to death again. So maybe we'll drop this here. Notice that this guy has no fire immunity, even though he's a fire ant. Aha. Hit you like that. He used Elemental Surge Lightning there. That's kind of annoying. But whatever. Let's drop this here. Damn it. I'll note that you can't throw rocks at walls, and some stuff won't work at walls. So, yeah, it didn't work. Hit you with that. Let's use a heal here. Let's activate this here. We'll just leave you normally. Let's try freezing these guys. Kill that guy. Stone Troll popped out. Let's use just regular attacks on this guy. Okay, the Queen Ant. So here's the Queen Ant. Queen of the Biting Death. I don't know what type of damage she's capable of doing. We're just going to do a quick check to see if she's got fairly decent attack power. She has 45 damage, so I guess she's not too threatening if you look, like, say, my character here. Press C. If you look at my character, I've got, like, you know, much more attack, and that's really more measurable attack. She's still capable of hurting me, but I don't think she'll be able to hurt me too much. Let's just do Dirty Fighting, and that's stunned her. Let's actually look at her defenses. So she's actually got no effect resistance, apparently. And she doesn't have any sort of, like, you know, Phantasmal Shield ability type of things. She can apparently summon ants. Who knew? Haha. We're just going to flurry her. Done. Alright, in this instance, I'll note that it's leveled up and I got all this restored. Now, something you can do, by the way, at any given time when you're level up, you can always, like, spend your points. You can do this in combat, so to speak. And I'm just going to do this because I'm kind of, you know, hectic about this sort of situation. We're taking quite a beating, so we're basically just going to try and survive it a little bit with whatever help we can. I'm going to basically raise up to 4 and start raising cunning now. Let's see here. We're going to basically save our points until I basically get my cunning gear on for that. But basically, we're just going to deal with these guys. You are not blocking, so we're just going to melee you once. He disarmed me there. He used disarm, the Yasha talent. Going to basically get rid of that. I'm basically watching this guy, make sure he's not blocking or doing other detrimental effects that I don't want him to do. Let's see here. Let's try Stone Throw. Maybe we'll knock you down. I'm waiting for the stun to sort of go off before I use any more of my talents. Though I can use this, I guess. Note that that's actually doing reduced damage. So even like something like this, I would expect wouldn't be reduced by a stun, would still be reduced by it. Okay, that's done. And there's basically more guys to sort of fun out and deal with. Okay, we're going to activate this. Hello, a Venom Worm. So, we've run into another worm. This time it's the Venom Worm. Venom Worms are usually something you want to be sort of cautious of because they have the ability to use Corrosive Breath, which again can disarm you. A Sacred Spray can also disarm you. So this guy, he's something I want to be sort of cautious of. As a result, we're going to drop maybe let's try and burn him a little bit. And we're going to dual strike him. And I didn't manage to stun him, so we're just going to sweep. And there's a Dreadmaster. I'll basically get to him in a moment, but we're just going to deal with him. So I think we're going to do with this guy, we're just going to freeze him. And then we're just going to normally him down a little bit. And by the way, this guy can go through walls, much like the other Dreads and all that. Let's do this. Alright, so I just want to note, by the way, that some people consider the Dreadmaster here to be kind of like the Ruined Banshee and the Worm that Walks. These are like killers and all that. In many ways, the Dreadmaster is kind of like the Ruined Banshee. If you can't see him, he can be kind of deadly. But unlike the Ruined Banshee, I don't think he's as threatening. This guy can summon a lot of dreads, which could like cover your escape routes and stuff like that, but he more or less just has like, say, the Burning Hex here and Disperse Magic and Mind Disruption. He's like a nuisance, the Dreadmaster, but I don't think he's a killer. And as a result, I don't really consider him to be that detrimental sort of fight. Alright, we're going to go after Dreadmaster with a Flurry, just get rid of him. I'll note I'm out of stamina again. We're just going to heal up. Alright, I need to start, putting on cunning gear to sort of wear the thing. Let's, what do I want to put on? This actually gives a lot of cunning, so you know what? We're just going to put this on temporarily. Boink! Okay, so we got ourselves Shadow Step up to 5 of 5, and that's where it's going to sit. Now, the next like talents I'm going to be looking after are going to be like Rush and Cripple. I may start working my way to Cripple a little bit quicker than Rush, but getting Rush would also be quite a boon to get to. Alright, this is turning out to be kind of like the first episode with the final level having this huge vault that's going to take forever to go through. Put that on. Rest up. Okay, we got ourselves an Archer, and we got ourselves this guy here. We're just going to rush him. Lay him down. Okay, they're all dealt with. We got ourselves the Ghoul King right here. We're just going to step toward him. He summons something. Hey, we got ourselves an Orc Elite Fighter. Cool. I'll cover him in a little bit, but we're just going to deal with these guys. So sitting out. Hey, we got ourselves an Orc Necromancer. Damn, we're getting lots of damn this crap all over the place. Okay, we're just actually going to do this now. Ow. I got hit by the Orc Necromancer there for a lot of darkness damage. Let's do this, do that. We're going to maybe try throwing a rock at these guys. Okay. I think we got rid of that Necromancer. Nope, he's still alive. He's just all the way down here. Alright, so we had this guy put a Wretch down. As a result, we basically have all these guys, these undeads are getting healed. These guys are going to get damaged, but, well, I don't really care about those guys at the moment. We're just going to do Whirlwind to kill that Ghoul King. And this guy now stepped up in front of me. So, the Orc Elite Fighter, in this game, most of the Orcs, they have like some sort of class type of connection to the characters. The Orcs, like the Orc Necromancer, is like a Necromancer. Much like a player Necromancer, you can summon stuff and use Necromancer type talents. The Orc Elite Fighter is also kind of like a similar class. It's actually a drawback to the Bulwark character. In the past, there was like Bulwarks and Berserkers for classes, but there wasn't Bulwarks there wasn't Bulwarks and Berserkers for classes in the past. There was only Fighters. And eventually they split the Fighter into two classes, the Bulwark and the Berserker. The Fighter is kind of like a throwback to those times when there's only one. And this guy is in many ways just a Bulwark. He has like the block ability, he has Assault. He is in many ways just a Bulwark. And he's got, as you can see, a whole lot of Bulwark type of talents. Alright, so I want to deal with this guy with a quick stun. Good, we stunned him. And I actually want to deal with this ghoul behind me first. And damn it, we got hit by another one of those blasts. So we're going to do this. I'm going to basically activate this now. And we're going to try and deal with this guy here. He's actually blocking though, so we're going to basically back off from this guy now. And as you can see, he's still taking blight damage from the blight thing. I got hit by spider poison, which makes me unable to move. Can't move now. Know how long this is lasting, this like blight effect? Lasts a long time. Okay, Skeleton Master Archer. Alright, I know that there's like that Necromancer over there, so we're going to do this to freeze this guy initially. Step here, and we'll activate this, and step here. So we still got that Necromancer indirect thing to deal with, but we're on top of this guy for now, and it's going to kill him. There's a Ghast. 3 shots on him, he's dead. We're going to wait for his Archer to sort of pop up, kill him. Archers, as you can probably guess, are based off the Archer class. Alright, as you can see, this place is full of traps. Alright, we still got a few guys over here to deal with. We're going to... What am I going to do here? We're going to basically freeze these guys, step forward. There's a snow giant boulder forward. That'll be fun to deal with. Let's put this on. Put this on. Step. Step. Going to basically drop this here. And notice that they all basically broke out of the ice there. We're going to basically him with the burninator here. Burn them all off. Drop a stone. We still got a bunch of these guys sort of up these. Basically, this is where all the guys are coming from. They got these like sort of side passage. I think there's a guy down there. Ow. Yeah, this is gonna be not fun with these guys here. We're gonna basically drop this guy. Note that this guy put on a damage shield with like 9 turns. So this guy's got the bone armor. So bone armor. So if this guy had anti-magic disruption, going back to that guy with anti-magic disruption, bone armor is a talent that if this guy tried to use it with anti-magic disruption, he might fail. So that's sort of like what I was getting at. Okay, they're all dead. Got the Evermoss robe. Alright. Now, before we leave, I just want to point out something, just because these traps are here and I sort of want to make use of them. Going to use that to trigger the alarm. There's the Burning Hex. That basically just makes frost. If you trigger that, it makes, like, you know, crap come out. Alright, so this trap here. This is a summoning trap. I think I already covered it, but they summon stuff. Traps are fun, because these guys that are basically summoned here, as a result of these guys being summoned, they give you experience, and obviously there's farm a little bit of experience there. Alright, I don't think there's any more guys in this dungeon, just because there doesn't seem to be room down there for more guys. There might be a couple more rooms, and I can actually go over here if I want to, just to move over here, and we just tunnel down like a madman to see if there's any, you know, room down this sort of area. But I don't think there's any more rooms in here. Doesn't look like there's any room here, for example, so that's it for this dungeon, like this, you know, 6 floors. I'm basically going to come back to Dreadfall at a later time. For now, we've reached level 27, and well, let's see here. We'll basically come back here when I feel like it. Do I have any rings that raise up the Constitution stat? No, I do not. So this is actually useful for raising up Constitution. By the way, there's a trident from that Naga Meridian. Something I know about Nagas is that they always drop their trident, even if it's crappy, like this one, they'll drop it, and you can make use of it if you want to specialize in using tridents for some reason on your character. It's very niche, but it can be very effective later on in the game, if you know what you're doing. Constitution, that raises up by 3, so no. The Evermoss robe, this is something we picked up. This robe gives me 12 defense, 35 nature damage, slow when I basically hit people, or damage when hit, rather in melee. It also gives me moss as a talent for Ooze Masters. Obviously, it doesn't really matter to me, but whatever. Physical save, life regen, mind power, mental crit chance. This is actually a robe that I kind of like. I might want to use this over the robe here, so we're actually going to keep this. And I'm actually going to get rid of the Mind-Woven Woolen robe here because I don't really care about it that much. I was keeping this because I didn't have any sort of, you know, item to put on if for some reason I couldn't put this back on. But this is actually worth putting on, you know, if I decide to take this off at any point. Which I probably will. Okay, there's that. So this gloves gives me 7 accuracy, 2 armor, gives me damage and all those like stats. Also gives me track. Keep these. And I'll show you why I'm keeping those later. Hey, look at that. There's 2 armors of the deep here. So much like the helmet that I found, you know, much long ago, which gives me water breathing. There's also, you know, the ability to find this on our type of items. In this case, we found it on these like 2 armors here. So let's let me breathe in water if I put those on. If I could put those on, which I can't. All right, there's not a whole lot left besides this stuff. By the way, there's an example of a very special torque. Some torques can be used to nullify detrimental effects that occur to you over a period of time. They're sort of like, you know, what can I say about them? You have to use them before you get hit by the effects to make use of them, but some of these effects can be very powerful, like this one here, if you know they're going to be coming. I don't think I'll be using it, but it's worth pointing out. Alright, so that's pretty much it for the items. We found this lovely little thing here that I want to make use of. I don't want keeping this boots anymore just because I've got these here. Yeah, we're going to get rid of these boots. I don't really need them. Maybe there's a reason for me keeping those, but I don't remember it, and I don't really care to keep them either. Alright. And we got the gold copper amulet. Alright, so at this point we've gone through these levels, and I went down a level by mistake. I actually meant to go up, because we're going to exit this dungeon, not go back down again. And before I leave, I want to make sure I checked, but was there another gold chest or any other chest around here that I have to worry about? So, something to note, by the way, as I go through these levels to sort of get back to previous levels. Oh wow, it didn't happen. Okay, never mind. We'll try and show you that off, hopefully in the next levels after this. It pertains to escorts for those who are watching my video who already know what's going to happen in Dreadfall after you go back to previous levels. Alright, well, that's it for those 3 levels. Alright, so at this point we're level 27, and to sort of give you a heads up on where we're going to go, yoink. Remember when we entered here and we had, like, this guy there, and this guy here, and that guy there? It's going to be fun times, because now we're the same level as them. So take care. We're going to be doing Marcus Bloodblaze next time. And then I'll probably do Ruin Dungeon, just because we're level 27, and I have this also up to 5 of 5 for that one that walks. See you next time.